Yeah, I want to make you 0 to hero, bro.
So, I mean, it means I don't have to work
Pain
out as much.
is beauty. I would look beautiful in my
I'm
shiny,
not a
glowing
beautiful
armor.
man, okay? So
That's
I
your
can't
sections.
walk like you walk onto a Spirit airline where you're wearing your whole week's wardrobe and you're like waddling onto the Spirit airline.
Welcome back, adventurers, to Mythril, Markham's Arms and Antics with me, Alex, and my brother Kyle. Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite parts is armor and how best to wear it or how to utilize it that can really save your skin. Especially if you're new, this will be helpful for you. If you're a seasoned warrior, maybe you might find some helpful tips and tricks. Let's learn how to suit up, and I've heard that Kyle's got some interesting questions for me. What do you got?
I do. I wrote them throughout the week, so I'll be referring to them on this scroll that I have about different questions I have about armor. Some's about like is it considered armor? If it's not armor, and we kind of can talk a little bit more about that. So I have 5 questions here that I really wanted to talk about and ask you about with the experience that you have within the LARPing community, what it really means. So I'm excited. This is probably going to be one of my favorite episodes early on in this podcast series.
Cool. Yeah, I look forward to answering your questions and getting you basically all suited up and like stand alongside me in some nice looking armor, basically.
So let's jump right into it, Alex. So my first question is, does the material of the armor give different values? So what I'm saying is, like, if you're wearing bronze or if you're wearing steel, does it usually change both for Faehaven and LARPing in general? Does it change, or is it kind of all one and the same?
So to answer your question immediately, no. So the material in some cases does change depending on what you're wearing, right? So for the Faehaven rules, you don't have to worry about this. Essentially, if you're wearing a piece of armor, regardless of its material, it'll be just an extra 1 hit point that you can take from a weapon. Pretty simple. So you can kind of wear whatever you want. It's kind of the rule of cool or aesthetics. So as long as you're wearing something that's aesthetically pleasing, hopefully comfortable, then that's what really counts. So if you do put on a piece of armor, it'll be +1 regardless of its material, and the material would just be like a padded gambeson, or chainmail, which would be the chain link shirts, or a plate, basically a whole chest plate. That'll be the same things. All counts as just 1.
I don't know that much about armor in general. I'm not, I love that, like we talked about in the last episode. I love the Knight's Tale, but I really haven't delved into like the nitty gritty of armor and stuff like that. So let's say you're wearing some like thigh armor and shin armor. Do those each give a point, or is it kind of like armor from the waist down would be, a +1? Or if you're wearing the 2 pieces, do each of them +1 or combo together as a +2?
Yeah. So essentially, Kyle, it like you're talking about stacking. So like how many, like are you trying to do a power fantasy where you're trying to stack armor on top of armor? Can I have like 3 bracers on varying materials, and will that give me extra +1? Generally speaking, no. It's 1 point per section. So yeah, you think of it as your vital points, right? And when you get hit, you kind of, since this is collaborative storytelling, you're kind of pretending that piece of your limb is disabled, right? Or that place. So essentially, yeah, you have 1 leather bracer on the bracer armor, or you have the metal bracer on, or anything like that. That'll be 1 to the arm, and 1 to the shoulder, 1 to the and 1 to the torso. Right, so these are all vital spots, as well as your thighs. So your thighs are 1, and your legs are 1.
So question. So I can't walk onto a Spirit airline where you're you're wearing your whole week's wardrobe and you're like waddling onto the Spirit Airlines so that you don't have to pay that baggage fee.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm like, hey, I have 15 points of armor. No, it's actually one point. You know, I'm not paying for that baggage claim.
Right. Yeah, I think they do that for simplicity's sake, because some of the other LARP I went to, it was kind of like that, where if you had the padded gambeson, which does make the armor more comfortable, in my opinion, and then you would put on a chainmail shirt over that, and then you would put on another plate mail over that, which makes you feel exactly like you're, you know, got everything on, like every shirt on in your luggage. Yeah, but and the actual points would stack depending on what it is. You know, like the padded gambeson was 1, the rings were 2, and the chest plate was 3. So for here, I think you max out at 4. I think that's what it was. It's like, so basically all the armor you have, it's just you only have a max of 4 extra points added to your entire body, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes it simple. Like I think this Feyhaven event's would be great for newer LARPers because it just simplifies the whole process, which I'm excited about. Now, kind of talking about stacking, and this might just be something that like some LARP events have, and I wonder if Feyhaven's the same thing. And we can talk about this when we go to the armor or the weapons section as well. But like I was asking was, can armor in LARPing or in Feyhaven more specifically, can it have magical properties? Like maybe can like ward off poison effects, or maybe we have that sticky foot. Remember we were talking about sticky foot a couple episodes back?
Yeah.
Can like be immune for the sticky foot.
Yeah. That's actually a really good point to bring up, is about like magic and stuff. But to answer your question, generally speaking, no. Generally speaking, there are not any magical properties that you can have on your any armor or weapon at Feyhaven. So unless here's
incoming magical missiles.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So, but there can be possibilities with coordination with the staff that you could get. There could be essentially role playing, or there could be story driven magical materials. Like, so allegedly there is already magical items, and there could be even weapons already placed inside their story, and things that you can collaborate with them to make. So it isn't saying, we're not saying no. It's more of a yes and. So you just have to collaborate with them. So if you want to add a magical weapon or a magical thing, or try to do something to evolve the world, yeah, dude, we should feel free. We should really go and talk with them, and maybe we can get something really interesting out of the story plot we want to drive. But
right, and
generally speaking, no.
I think the cool thing would be, if we're going to do that, is have something with our alliance aspect of our characters, right? Because we're evolving that over time. This whole how our house has something to do with this, lion, doing something maybe to kind of coincide with that within their world, I think would be pretty awesome. So this is a great time to take a little bit of a break from all the information about armor and talk about our channel sponsor, Mimicry Chefs. Jordan has something new for us.
Yeah, so I just got a new shipment in of Jordan's supply. He came out with a couple of new mug sets. So this one's called the Cleric. Really cool. It has all the inserts and the lids and everything. Just hydration. It's great. As well as a nice this is the dice holder that comes with it, right? Or that you can purchase along with it. Great. Looks like the same style. Nice matching. And also this is a Mimic, actually. This is a nice, cool Mimic. The eye on the lid. Very nice. Very cool.
That's
I'm really enjoying this. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this line that he came out with. So yeah,
I'm being a little bit of a slacker. I just been so busy with my other things going around that I haven't been able to order. But that Mimic one is super cool. And that's handle looks pretty thick and substantial, which is nice.
Oh yeah, definitely. He did some custom stuff to make sure that these handles are really nice and stable.
If you guys want any of these awesome drinkware, head over to Jordan's shop over at Etsy. We're going to be linking it in the description below. But Alex, let's get back to the Armor podcast.
Yeah, I want to make you zero to hero, bro. I'm trying to get you to be the best like LARPer out there.
So, Alex, but the question is, the next question I have for you, how much is too much armor? And I think I kind of know the answer to this, but I think the other people would like to know what your opinion and what you think of what is too much armor.
So to answer your question, Kyle, there's no stated limit on how much armor you can wear, but just make it visible. So you have to make the armor visible, and be visibly appropriate as well. So don't violate any safety of realisms. So essentially, like, it can be metal, but don't let it be like a sharp spike. You know, you're not trying to actually hurt anybody. So as long as it's not hurting you or others, you can wear it. You know, so you can't go out there with a whole spiked pauldron, or like blades popping out of everything.
I can't.
So follow role-playing logic, i.e., if you're a lightly dressed mage in full plate, that's not the vibe. So essentially, because we are warriors, we're the warrior class in this game, we can wear basically the max amount of armor. So that's kind of the benefit of us being humans and us being warriors, is we're kind of coming in as the default class, I would say. And we can put on as much or as little armor as we want. So I feel like, yeah, I like to wear metal armor, but Kyle, you like to wear leather, or you want to wear leather because you don't want to be hot or you want to move comfortably, I'm guessing. That looks terrible. Why would you want to do that?
Because I have some physical limitations with my back. So the less I can put on, the less I can put on, the better. And also, I mean, it means I don't have to work out as much.
Pain is beauty. I would look beautiful.
I'm not a beautiful man, okay? I don't like the pain is beautiful thing.
Men in this world don't get enough compliments, and I enjoy putting on a full suit of armor and getting all the compliments.
Well, yes, you're a knight in shining armor, there, sir. You are a knight in shining armor.
So if you're trying to mid-max by layering multiple armor pieces over your limbs, staff may intervene and balance the immersion.
So basically, do not have the Spirit Airlines amount of armor on.
Spirit Airlines amount of armor. Oh well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, good callback. Yeah, don't be trying to stack everything. Yeah, don't be trying to stack everything you can on yourself. That's another thing too, is you have certain loadouts per day. If they haven't, so you can't just go be switching your weapons. Yeah, episode 1.
So okay, are shields considered armor or weapons?
Yeah. So, fantastic question. Due to the fact that so it is considered armor due to the fact that you're not shield bashing anybody. This is a fun game with us, and you should not be using your shield as a weapon. So to answer your question quickly, is everyone has the ability to wear the buckler, the small shield, and it is considered a piece of armor on yourself.
Okay. So is that just because of what their rules are, or is that usually like, is it LARP to LARP? Is it like depending on what
these rules? Yeah. Right. So here's another kind of important question that I dug up to was, do I need to look super historically accurate? Right. Goes along. So no, and Feyhaven's it's a high fantasy. It's not structured. It's not a historical reenactment, basically. So with this gear and what we're trying to do here, what we're trying to emulate in our characters, and what we'll have to submit to the Feyhaven representatives or Feyhaven, is we're trying to think more like Tolkien, Elder Scrolls, Dragon Age, or D&D. So rather than more historically accurate, so you don't have to come in thinking like, oh, I have to make sure that my tunic or my armor or any of my leathers are 14th century patterns, or any of that kind of deep thought that could go into something of that nature that you might find in like different locations. I think this is pretty good, like standardized, like you're new and whatnot. So in here in Feyhaven, it's like embrace creativity.
And I'm super excited, especially this not having to be as intense as some of these other LARPs. For my first one, I would be excited to do, you know, the more intense ones where, you know, your armor does matter and you know, historical accurate stuff. I'd love to get into that in the future, but I think for my very first LARP, and especially going over the armor, a lot of my questions have been answered in this one. So I'm super excited to kind of, you know, take what I've learned here today and implement that into the process of building my armor set for Feyhaven. So I know that we only have an X amount of point value, so I don't have to wear, you know, 7 things, because it's going to give me a +7. We're limited on the amount of pluses we get. So it'll be nice to, you know, do Feyhaven and, you know, more enjoy about the adventuring side, the PvE aspect of this style LARP instead of it being a PvP, because like we've said before, Feyhaven is mutually consenting combat. So yeah, I think it'd be cool, and especially having that LARP combat being mutual. You can't just come out of nowhere, smack me upside the head there, bro.
Yeah. So one of the big things we want to wrap up here is make sure you don't bring any visibly modern things, like things that have logos, such as, you know, Nike, Adidas, or Marvel, anything like that. Don't wear your blue jeans or cargo pants, and not the booty short jeans that we had.
No booty short jeans.
Or anything that looks obvious. We talked about that with not having, you know, finding good pants. Bright neon colors unless justified for the character, so don't do any of that. No, important here, no plastic Halloween costumes that look cheap or toy-like. So make sure that you're not doing anything like that. That's not the vibe we're going for. Everything probably should be more on the lines of handmade, with wearing your nice boots and anything like that. If you got good costume boots, you can definitely wear those, but make sure you got some good boots on. So do I need armor and weapons to participate? No. So new players are encouraged to start with basic garb. So I kind of gave you the basics. This will be Kyle leveling up for a little bit more first character, so we can get hit a little more and take a little damage if we actually get in any sort of combat. And this is me teaching him to go from 0 to hero. And do you need any armor or weapons to participate in the story? No, you just need to roleplay. So many roles like mages, nobles, merchants, or townsfolk don't wear armor and still have a ton of fun. So you don't need any of this armor stuff, even though I love having it on.
Awesome. Well, I think that really sums up this episode, Alex.
Yeah, I think so. All right, brother. We'll see everybody next time. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, and you know, check us out and ask us any questions you want. Thank you for watching and supporting us.
And guys, if you want to do a little bit more than just watching the episodes, subscribe and watch our content, which we are very appreciative in general. If you guys want to do a little bit more and get a little bit of extra content and some cool stuff we have in the future, go over to our Patreon and you know, throw us a few bucks, and it helps us, you know, grow this content, make this content a little bit more, a little bit better, a little bit faster.
Yeah, and when you're checking out our Patreon, make sure that you're going there to see kind of our fuller, more unedited, unfiltered videos before they release onto YouTube, where we end up cutting it and making it digestible for the public.
Thank you guys for watching this week's episode of Mythril, Markham's Arms and Antics. We'll see you guys in the next one.
All right, everybody, keep on adventuring.
From distant lands and fading stars,